Chosen one, God says, it's time to tell you everything. Listen, something has shifted in the atmosphere. You can feel it. It's no coincidence that this video found you at this exact moment. You're not just watching, you've been summoned, called into this divine appointment, where silence breaks and truth finally speaks. This is more than just a message. This is the long-awaited unveiling, the answers your soul has been craving, the confirmation your spirit has whispered for in quiet moments. Chosen one, God says, it's time to tell you everything. Listen, what's coming next will change how you see yourself, your path, and your divine role in this world. Before we dive in, I ask you to stay with this message until the very end, not just to hear it, but to truly receive it, to feel it in your bones, to let it rise within you like a forgotten memory being remembered. And when it stirs something in your heart, when it awakens something deep within you, I want you to write your warmest wish in the comments, followed by the number 99. This simple act of intention carries your energy into the universe, a signal that you're ready, open, and aligned with what is being revealed to you now. And now, listen closely, because everything is about to make sense. You've always known you were different. You've always sensed that something was set apart in you, even when you couldn't explain it. From the earliest moments, when others were focused on fitting in, you were focused on finding truth. You saw the world through eyes that asked deeper questions. While others clung to the noise, you heard the silence calling. That silence wasn't empty. It was filled with divine information, coded messages meant only for you. And now, the silence is breaking. The time for revelation has come. You were placed on this earth not just to survive, but to awaken, to be a transmitter of truth, a vessel for divine light, a carrier of messages humanity forgot how to hear. You are not here by accident. Every detour, every delay, every heartbreak, every miracle, it was all part of the orchestration. Because something had to prepare you, something had to cleanse your lens and refine your awareness. You had to be made ready, and now you are. Now, the sacred instructions that were always meant for you are coming through crystal clear. This isn't just about hearing words. It's about recognizing what has always lived inside you. The truth isn't new, it's ancient, but your consciousness has matured to the level where it can finally receive it. All the confusion, all the uncertainty, that was the fog of programming. But that fog is lifting now. You're seeing through the illusion, through the systems, through the lies. And what you're seeing is that you've never been lost. You've just been waiting for this activation, waiting for this moment. The truth is, you've been encoded since birth, with a purpose so specific, so necessary, that no force could erase it. Not pain, not betrayal, not time. You are one of the few whose soul refused to forget. And though the world tried to distract you with fear, scarcity, division, and despair, you held the thread. You kept the light alive. Even in your darkest hour, some part of you whispered, "This isn't the end. There's more. There's something I haven't been told yet." That whisper was right. That whisper was divine. You were never meant to follow the crowd. You were born to realign the current. While others chase systems that are breaking, you are being positioned to build what comes next. A new way, a new rhythm, a new understanding. One not rooted in control and chaos, but in alignment and clarity. You're not just waking up for your own healing. You're waking up for a mission far greater. One that will ripple through lives you may never meet. One that echoes through generations to come. And the universe is speaking to you now, because you're ready to remember your full role. There's a sacred map unfolding in front of you, not made of paper, but of feeling, of intuition, of divine nudges and inner knowing. This map cannot be read with logic alone. It requires trust, the kind of trust that only the chosen carry, the kind of trust that says, I may not see it all, but I know I'm guided. That's why things are being revealed now. The timing is not random. The messages are intensifying. The synchronicities are multiplying, because the guidance is becoming louder. You're not being left in the dark. You're being shown the way, one inner step at a time. This is what God has been preparing you for. The moment when your mind stops asking, why me? And your soul begins declaring, of course me. Because you were built for this, formed for this, anointed for this. You've carried questions that others were too afraid to ask. You've endured seasons that would have crushed the ordinary. But you're not ordinary. You've been shaped by fire. But the fire didn't destroy you. It purified you. It activated you. And now, your voice is no longer a whisper. It's a trumpet. You're not here to explain your light to those who choose the shadows. You're here to shine so bright that those who are ready to remember themselves see a path home. You're here to stand tall in your knowing, even when others call it crazy. Because the truth always sounds strange in a world built on lies. But you didn't come to be accepted. You came to awaken. You didn't come to shrink. You came to stretch. You didn't come to play small. You came to be the signal that says, the time is now. What's coming next will test your courage, but it will also amplify your power. You will no longer second-guess what you feel. You will no longer apologize for how deeply you see. You will no longer delay your becoming, because everything that was hidden is coming to light, including the truth of who you are. And this truth isn't gentle, it's roaring, it's undeniable. It's here to wake the parts of you that settled, that shrunk, that hesitated. Because there is no more time to waste. The mission is calling, the message is being delivered, and you are the one chosen to carry it forward. You are stepping into a time where everything hidden will be revealed, not just about the world around you, but about your own identity. The masks you wore to survive will fall. The roles you played to feel accepted will dissolve. And in their place will stand the real you, the version of you that doesn't shrink to fit, doesn't bend to please, and doesn't wait to be chosen. You already are. The energy you carry now can no longer be dimmed by fear. The knowing inside you is louder than the noise outside of you. That's not a coincidence. That's design. This season of your life is sacred. It may look like confusion, loss, or isolation on the surface, but look deeper. It's sacred preparation. The stripping away of the unnecessary, the sharpening of your discernment, the breaking of false agreements. You are being refined, not punished. You are being aligned, not abandoned. Everything that is leaving your life is making room for something greater, something divine, something long promised. Trust that, even when it feels uncomfortable, especially when it feels uncomfortable. You've been asking for clarity, and clarity is coming, not through someone else's words, but through your own remembering. The truth is being whispered through your dreams, through the signs around you, through the way your body reacts to certain spaces and people. Pay attention. The divine doesn't always speak in thunder. Sometimes it whispers through your own discomfort. Your unease is a message. Your intuition is a message. That energy that drains you, a message. That sudden surge of excitement, a message. Don't ignore what's trying to guide you anymore. You've reached the point where you can no longer unsee what's been revealed. The veil is lifted. The illusion is cracking. The false comforts of this world no longer soothe you because your soul is being pulled towards something real. You can't go back to sleep. You've tasted awakening. You've seen too much, felt too much, sensed too much. And now, the only way forward is through truth. And the truth is this: you've always had the power. You've always had the knowing. You've always been connected to something far greater than what they told you. And now that connection is being restored in full. You don't need external permission. You don't need a title, a degree, or a platform. You don't need the validation of those who refuse to see you. What you need now is trust, radical trust, unshakable trust, trust in what you feel, trust in what you know, trust in the signs that keep following you, showing up at just the right time. This is not your imagination, it's confirmation. The universe, God, the divine, whatever language resonates, is speaking to you clearly now. You are no longer the seeker, you are the receiver. What you've been searching for outside is blooming within. You're not here to absorb more confusion. You're here to anchor clarity. You're not here to repeat cycles. You're here to break them. You're not here to wait for change. You are the change. This is what it means to be chosen. Not that life will be easy, but that you will be guided through it with sacred precision. Not that you will avoid the storm, but that you will stand in the center of it and become the calm. Everything is aligning. Even the delays were alignment. Even the detours were sacred. Even the heartbreak was instruction. Nothing has been wasted. The years you thought were lost were actually preparation. The relationships that ended made space for clarity. The breakdowns were breakthroughs in disguise. The tears watered the garden of your purpose. And now that garden is blooming. You may not see it all yet, but the roots are deep. The foundation is strong, and the fruit is inevitable. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on divine time. And in this divine time, things will accelerate, not by force, but by flow. You'll begin to notice things showing up with ease. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time. The right people will find you. The opportunities that align with your highest self will appear. Doors will open not because you chased them, but because you prepared for them. This is the reward of alignment. It magnetizes what was already meant for you. But hear this clearly. This journey is not about perfection. It's about authenticity. You are not being asked to be flawless. You're being asked to be real, to own your truth, to walk with integrity, to speak what needs to be spoken, to move when your spirit says move, to rest when your body says rest. This is divine partnership, not performance. You were never meant to hustle your way into alignment. You were meant to soften into it, to trust it, to receive it. And that's what's happening now. You are being divinely supported. Even when it feels like you're walking alone, you are being led. Even when the path isn't clear, you are being protected from what you cannot yet see. And the very fact that you're reading or hearing this right now is proof. You were meant to receive this. You were meant to be reminded. You were meant to feel this truth in your bones and let it awaken something that's been waiting in you. Something ancient, something holy, something real. You were never meant to fit into the boxes this world built. That's why they never felt right. That's why you always felt like the outsider, the misfit, the one watching everything while silently knowing there's something more. It wasn't confusion. It was clarity you couldn't yet name. It wasn't rebellion. It was remembering. You were remembering a truth too large for small minds, too bright for dim rooms, too free for the cages they call normal. You were born with the frequency of truth embedded in your soul, and no matter how much you tried to blend in, it kept pulsing through you, louder, stronger, clearer, until it became undeniable. This is what they never told you. Being different was the assignment. Being misunderstood was part of the preparation. Being rejected, that was divine protection in disguise, because you were never meant to build your home in places not designed to hold your light. You were never meant to shrink to survive. You were meant to expand and disrupt, to crack the surface of illusion with every step you take. And now, the cracks are turning into a collapse. The old world is falling. The masks are crumbling. The truth is rising. And you are rising with it. This moment isn't asking you to be ready. It's asking you to be real, raw, unfiltered, fully embodied, not polished, not perfect, just present and powerful. Your authenticity is the portal. When you show up in your truth, without apology or disguise, you become a mirror for others to remember their own light. That's how the divine works through you. Not through performance, but through presence. Not through what you pretend to be, but through who you truly are when you drop every script they handed you. And now it's time to speak, to move, to take the next step, even when the road is foggy. The voice of the divine isn't always a booming command. Sometimes it's the subtle pull you feel in your belly. Sometimes it's the emotion you can't explain. Sometimes it's the nudge that says, "Go here, say this, release that, start over." You've been ignoring those nudges long enough. You've been gaslighting your own soul, trying to make others comfortable. But now it's time to choose you. The you that knows. The you that remembers. The you that cannot unsee what's been revealed. Stop waiting for permission. You are the permission. Stop asking if you're enough. You are the answer. You've already walked through fire and come out glowing. You've survived storms that were meant to drown you, and every scar you carry is not a sign of defeat. It's a signature of resilience. You wear evidence of the divine's hand all over your story. You are not just a witness, you are proof. You are walking revelation, living prophecy, breathing purpose. The energy you've been feeling lately, the urgency, the restlessness, the sense that something is coming, it's real. It's not anxiety. It's not random. It's the activation of your divine timeline. Things are speeding up. What used to take years will now take months. What used to feel blocked will now flow. You'll start to realize that the delays were never about punishment. They were about protection. They were pauses for preparation. And now it's time to press play. Your calling is not waiting in the distance. It's already knocking on the door of your soul. The ideas you can't shake, the dreams that visit you night after night, the visions that pull you forward even when everything around you says, "Be realistic," that's divine communication. And it's asking for your yes, not a hesitant yes, not a conditional yes, but a bold, surrendered, cosmic yes, the kind that shifts timelines and opens portals. Because when the chosen one says yes, the entire universe rearranges. But don't expect the crowd to clap. Don't expect everyone to understand. Some people are addicted to your old version. Some are invested in your silence. Some will try to guilt you, shame you, or mock you, not because you're wrong, but because your truth threatens the systems they've built their comfort inside. Let them talk. Let them leave. Let them doubt. You are not here to convince. You are here to become. This path isn't easy, but it's sacred. It will cost you illusions, but it will reward you with clarity. It will strip away the false, but it will crown you with truth. And truth is the real abundance. Truth is the real protection. Truth is the real freedom. You've been chosen to walk in truth, to speak it, to carry it like a torch into the dark places and ignite awakening where silence once reigned. So ask yourself now, what are you still holding on to that no longer belongs? What fear is still whispering in the back of your mind? What lie are you still believing about who you are? Because it's time to let it go. Time to release the weights you were never meant to carry. Time to stand in your full stature and look the world in the face and say, I remember who I am. You are not a mistake. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too much. You are exactly who the divine designed for this moment. You are the disruption, the healing, the rebalancing force, the cosmic reminder that light wins, love wins, truth wins. You've been quiet long enough. The world doesn't need another echo. It needs your unique frequency, your authentic energy, your soul's sound. And when you begin to walk fully in this remembrance, when your mind, body, and soul align with the mission, miracles will follow you. Not because you chased them, but because you became the space where they can land. Your presence will shift rooms. Your energy will speak before you do. Your life will become the loudest sermon you ever preach. And not even darkness will dare to stand in your way. Before the noise, before the systems, before the world told you who to be, there was nature. And nature has never forgotten you. You were born not just from biology, but from earth, from stars, from breath. You were born of sacred matter, the same matter that forms oceans and mountains and trees. Your body is made of the very earth you walk on, and your soul pulses with the rhythm of the universe. And when everything else becomes too much, when the world overwhelms you, that's when you're being called to remember. Return to nature. She still knows your name. There is a mother deeper than the one who raised your body, the original mother. She is the earth, the divine feminine, the eternal source who feeds all life and asks nothing in return but presence, respect, and connection. She has watched you grow, fall, rise, doubt, and bloom, silently, patiently, always present. While the world tells you to push harder, go faster, achieve more, nature tells you something else. Be still, feel, listen, come home. And when you do, you realize everything you ever needed was never out there. It was beneath your feet, above your head, and inside your chest all along. Every tree you pass whispers your name in a language your spirit understands. Every breeze is a reminder that even the invisible can move mountains. Every sunrise is proof that darkness never has the final say. You are not separate from this power. You are part of it. When your heart aches, nature holds you. When your mind spirals, nature steadies you. She is not a metaphor. She is your medicine. And just like the earth, there is a mother within you. No matter your gender, you carry the nurturing force of life itself. You carry the ability to grow, to protect, to birth not just life, but dreams, healing, and wholeness. And if you are a mother in this life, through blood, choice, or energy, then you are a portal between the unseen and the seen. You are the embodiment of divine patience, divine courage, divine love. And the world may overlook you, but heaven never does. Heaven sees every unseen sacrifice, every tear wiped in silence, every hug given when your own heart was breaking. You are sacred. You are seen. You are the heartbeat of humanity. Family is more than genetics. It is soul recognition. It's that unshakable bond you feel when someone sees you fully, without explanation. In this season, Chosen One, you're being called to honor that kind of family. The ones who nourish your spirit, the ones who speak your unspoken language, the ones who don't just understand your light, they protect it. Sometimes they come through blood, sometimes through bond, but they are always divine appointments. And you are that kind of family for someone else too. Your love, your presence, your energy, it's medicine to those around you, whether they say it or not. You've seen what happens when families are built on performance and silence. You know the sting of not being seen, but you also know the power of one warm presence, one open heart, one soul who says, "You are safe here." Be that presence now. Be the cycle breaker. Be the one who rewrites the legacy. Not by perfection, but by honesty. By choosing love over fear, presence over performance, truth over tradition. The family you long for begins with you. And in the quiet moments when you think no one understands, go outside. Place your hand on a tree, bare feet on the soil. Breathe, and you will feel it. You are never alone. The wind still wraps you in love. The earth still grounds your chaos. The stars still blink in rhythm with your heartbeat. Nature knows the chosen one. She always has, and she will never stop calling you back to wholeness. There is power in returning to the roots, to the sacred cycle of giving and receiving, of rest and rebirth, of planting and harvesting. This is the truth the world has forgotten. But you haven't. You are remembering. That's why you've been feeling the pull toward simplicity, toward slowness, toward real connection. It's not regression, it's evolution. Returning to the real, returning to the soul, returning to the mother that birthed your becoming. Let this be the era where you honor your inner mother, the part of you that nourishes your body, protects your energy, softens your shame, and celebrates your being. Let this be the season where you choose family not based on obligation, but on resonance, where love is loud, where presence is enough, where you look at the world and say, if nothing else is perfect, let there be love here. You weren't meant to do this alone, and you're not. The earth, your ancestors, your soul tribe, they walk with you. And if you sit in silence long enough, you'll hear them. They've been cheering for you all along. You're no longer who you used to be. And that's not a loss. That's your arrival. Quietly, over time, something powerful has been unfolding within you. Like the slow burn of a sacred flame, you've been shedding skins, releasing versions of yourself that once served you, but now feel too tight. You've been outgrowing environments that used to define you, beliefs that used to bind you, and relationships that once mirrored who you were, not who you're becoming. And now, the world feels different, because you are different. This isn't confusion. This is awakening. This is you coming online with your real self, not the version trained by fear, but the one sculpted by truth. Your energy has shifted. Your vibration has risen. And though you may not be able to fully explain it to others, you feel it. You know. You see things others brush off. You sense things before they happen. You feel people's emotions before they speak. That's not weakness. It's spiritual intelligence. That's not overthinking. It's advanced perception. You are tuned in to a higher signal now, and your role is no longer to mute it. Your role is to trust it, to move with it, to become it. There is a sacred intelligence guiding every moment of your becoming. It's the same intelligence that turns a seed into a forest, that moves tides without permission, that paints the sky with fire at sunset. That same divine force lives within you. And the more you surrender to it, the more it reveals the blueprint that's always been etched into your soul. You were not made for randomness. You are made with holy precision. Everything in your life, the pain, the joy, the confusion, the breakthroughs, all of it was data. All of it was decoding your purpose. And now, that purpose is waking up in full. Not as an idea, as a reality. You are not here to follow the world's path. You are here to blaze one, to carve out a lane where none existed, to show others that there is another way, a way of alignment, of peace, of integrity, of divine timing. You don't lead by controlling others. You lead by embodying the truth, by being a mirror, by walking with such clarity that others remember who they are simply by being near you. But don't confuse clarity with comfort. This path will challenge everything you once believed about safety, about success, about self. You will have moments where you question everything, moments when the old you screams to be revived, moments when doubt tries to disguise itself as logic. But that's where the real shift happens, when you learn to choose your soul over your fear, again and again. Your nervous system might protest at first. Your ego might fight back. But deeper than all of that is your knowing, that ancient voice that doesn't yell, but simply states, "This is who you are now. Don't go back to sleep." And if you keep listening, if you keep choosing truth, even when it costs you comfort, you'll see something miraculous. Your entire life will begin to rearrange itself around your soul's integrity. Opportunities will align, connections will deepen, distractions will fall away. You'll stop chasing and start magnetizing. You'll stop proving and start embodying. You'll realize you don't need to force what's meant for you. You just need to become the version of you who's ready to hold it. And that version is already here, waiting behind the layers of doubt you've been told to wear. You are not too late. You are right on divine schedule. All those delays, that was heaven working on your behalf. That silence, that was sacred recalibration. That breakdown, that was a soul-level reset. You were being stripped of the illusions so that the real you could rise. And now, nothing can stop you. Not because life will be easy, but because you are anchored, rooted, connected to something far beyond this dimension. You will begin to notice that the old temptations no longer lure you. The games you used to play now feel hollow. The approval you once craved now feels unnecessary, because your inner compass is stronger than the noise. Your truth rings louder than the world's chaos. And your path, while lonely at times, is deeply divine. And you're not alone, not truly. All around the world, other chosen ones are waking up too. You are part of a collective remembrance, a rising, a sacred rebellion against fear, shame, and smallness. You are not here to conform. You are here to ignite, to shake up systems, to speak what hasn't been spoken, to love in a way that breaks curses, to create in ways that restore the soul. That's why you feel things so deeply, because you're designed to heal them. That's why you've walked through pain, because you carry the codes to alchemize it. That's why you can't tolerate what others ignore, because you were sent to shift it. You are not broken. You are a breaker of patterns. And in this breaking, something more powerful is being built. Something real, something eternal. You are building your legacy, not just with actions, but with energy. Every thought you align, every truth you speak, every boundary you set, it's all part of the architecture of your new reality. And the ones who are meant for this new world, they will find you, they will see you, they will recognize your frequency and walk with you in sacred partnership. But let it be known, this journey requires radical responsibility. You can no longer play small and pretend you don't know. You do. You've been told, shown, prepared. The universe, your ancestors, your spirit guides, they've been speaking to you in dreams, in numbers, in synchronicities, in stillness. And they are still speaking now, louder than ever. You just have to listen. And then act, speak, move, write, building rest, align. You are not just being informed, you are being instructed. And when the divine instructs, obedience is not oppression, it's liberation. Your yes will unlock doors. Your trust will open realms. Your authenticity will heal bloodlines. This is your moment. The moment the world didn't see coming, but heaven always knew was coming. The moment you stop waiting for a sign and become one. The moment you stop hoping for a better world and start living as if it already exists within you. Because it does. And as you walk forward, not with arrogance, but with sacred assurance, everything around you will begin to shift. Not because you forced it, but because you became it. It's time now, not in a metaphorical sense, not in some distant future, but right now. This very moment is the bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. You may not feel completely ready. You may still carry echoes of hesitation. But readiness is not the requirement. Willingness is. The universe, God, your higher self, they are not asking for perfection. They are asking for your presence, your commitment to stop hiding, stop delaying, stop pretending that you don't feel what you feel. Because now you feel it stronger than ever. Something is guiding you, something invisible but undeniable. It speaks through your body, through your intuition, through your sudden resistance to anything inauthentic. What used to excite you now feels empty. What used to drain you now feels intolerable. You're not going crazy. You're becoming clear. And clarity often comes with loss. You'll lose attachments. You'll lose false identities. But what you gain will be unshakable. Alignment, integrity, peace, power. You were never meant to carry the weight of everyone's expectations. That's why it crushed you. You were never meant to water yourself down to be digestible. That's why it made you sick. You were meant to be whole, vivid, radiant, raw, the full spectrum. The one who lives with depth and color. The one who doesn't just go along, but awakens others along the way. And awakening is not always glamorous. It's messy. It's painful. It tears away illusions you once found comfort in. It asks you to look at every part of yourself, not just the beautiful pieces, but the wounded ones, the forgotten ones, the broken ones, because you can't walk in full power if parts of you are still buried in shame. And now is the time to unearth them, to love them back to life, to offer compassion to the version of you who had to survive, because that version got you here, but it can't take you further. You don't need to know the entire map. You just need to take the next step, and then the next. Trust is not about having all the answers. Trust is about moving anyway, eyes open, heart aligned, soul lit. Because you are being led. You have always been led. Every detour, every heartbreak, every no, it brought you here, to this edge, this moment, this invitation. And here is the truth you must swallow whole. You are the answer to someone's prayer. You are the sign someone's been waiting for. You are the message someone can't hear until you speak it. Your energy, your presence, your very existence. It matters. It carries weight. It shifts rooms. It ripples into the unseen. Even when you don't feel it. Especially when you don't feel it. Because the most powerful light is often born in the silence of doubt. But you've doubted long enough. This is your permission to believe again. Not in the world's version of success, but in yourself, in your essence, in your soul's knowing, in the God that designed you on purpose, You are not fragile. You are fire. You are not behind. You are divinely timed. You are not waiting. You are awakening. And the more you allow yourself to fully rise, the more others will too. That's your legacy. That's your echo. That's your truth. You were chosen not because you're better, but because you're ready to remember. And now, you remember. You remember the dreams you used to whisper into the dark. You remember the nudges you felt but never followed. You remember the version of you who once believed more boldly, loved more freely, existed more purely. That version still lives in you. And this moment is a homecoming. Let yourself return. Return to purpose. Return to power. Return to peace. You don't need to fight anymore. You just need to align. Let what falls, fall. Let what rises, rise. Let yourself be transformed. The truth is, you've already changed. You're just catching up to your own growth. And now that you've seen, you can't unsee. Now that you've felt it, you can't unfelt it. Now that you know, you can't pretend you don't. So walk forward, fierce but soft, brave but open, clear but humble. You don't need to rush, you just need to move. Life will meet you on the path. The right people will show up. The right timing will unfold. You don't have to push, you just have to flow. Because the divine is no longer testing you, it's trusting you. And that is the highest honor of all. To be trusted by the Creator, to walk with vision. To be trusted to speak what must be spoken. To be trusted to carry the flame into a world that forgot how to feel. Chosen one, the time has come. Now go, not to become, but to be. Exactly who you were always meant to be. His is the moment where everything aligns, not because you forced it, but because you finally remembered. The truth was never gone. It was simply buried under expectations, survival, and noise. And now that you've peeled back the layers, what's left is something raw, sacred, and real. You. You've always been powerful, but now you're conscious of it. You've always been guided, but now you trust it. You've always been connected, but now you feel it in every breath, every step, every quiet decision to choose alignment over illusion. And as this truth integrates, let the final layers fall. Let what no longer serves you slip away with grace. You are not who you used to be, and that's not a reason to mourn. It's a reason to celebrate. You've survived storms that should have broken you. You've walked through fires and came out with gold. You've fallen and risen again and again. And now, you rise for the final time, not as someone still searching, but as someone who remembers they are the answer. The fear, let it fade. The doubt, let it dissolve. The smallness, it was never real. What's real is the way your energy speaks before you do. The way your presence heals without explanation. The way your soul knows where it's going, even when your mind doesn't. You don't need to chase anymore. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to ask for what is already yours by divine inheritance. Your timeline is protected. Your path is holy. Your heart is aligned. You are becoming exactly what you were always meant to be. And the world is shifting in response. Everything is happening for you. Not later, not someday, now. So breathe deeper, stand taller, speak softer but louder, and trust, deeply, fiercely, completely, that the force that woke you up is the same force that will carry you forward. This is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of the real one. Go now. Walk as the chosen. Not because the world approved you, but because the divine anointed you. You've been told everything you need to know. Now go live it, and never forget who you are.